Alright, let's look at number 51. Number 51 asks what is the solution of the system. Again, for it to be a solution, we're looking for the point of intersection. Right, so where those two lines intersection, holy smokes, where those two lines cross, right? So this would be the point of intersection, or what we call the solution. Alright, so now what I need to do is I need to put both of these in slope-intercept form. So I'm going to take this first one, and I'm solving for y to get it in slope-intercept form, which means I need to move the minus 4x, so we're going to add 4x to both sides. I get 3y equals positive 4x minus 12. Last step, divide by the coefficient to get y by itself. So I get y equals 4/3 x minus 4. So there's your first equation. We know it has a y-intercept of negative 4. That does, that does, that does, and that does. We also know that it has a positive slope, so at my y-intercept of negative 4 needs to be going up. That does, that does. This one is going down, so that is incorrect. This one is going up. Now let's solve this one for y. So again, we're solving for y. We need to move the minus 2x. So we're going to add 2x to both sides. I get 3y is equal to 2x minus 18. Last step, divide by the coefficient. So we're dividing by 3 in this case. So we get y equals 2/3 x minus 6. So we have a y-intercept of negative 6. We have a positive slope also, so that's good right there. We have a y-intercept of negative 6. We have a positive slope also, so that's good. We have a y-intercept of negative 6. We have a positive slope. Oh, that one's already gone. We have a y-intercept of negative 6, and we have a negative slope here, so D is also incorrect. So now we're choosing between A and B. Let's go back to our slope. We have a slope of 2/3. So at negative 6, we're going to go down 2 and over 3. Down 2 and over 3. Okay, so we know that this is a possibility. At negative 4, we're going to go up 4 over 3. Okay, or we can go backwards, down 4 over 3, bam, down 4 over 3, bop. Okay, let's check this one, so B may be right. At this one, negative 4/3, we're going to go, sorry, at negative 4, we're going to go up 4 over 3, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, uh-oh. Right, it's not on that line, so we know that B is the right answer. Number 52. Number 52 says Kendra owns a restaurant. She charges $3 for 2 eggs and 1 piece of toast, $1.80 for 1 egg and 1 piece of toast. How much does Kendra charge for an egg? So let's write our system of equations. Sorry. Let's write our system of equations. She's going to charge $3 total for 2 eggs, so 2 times E plus 1 T. E is being eggs, and T is obviously toast. Now our second equation is going to be 180. She charges $1.80 for 1 egg, so 1 E, and 1 piece of toast, 1 T. Alright, so now there's our system of equations. To solve this system of equations, we're going to solve for one of our two variables. Okay, I'm just going to solve for T, so I'm going to subtract E on both sides. So I've got T is equal to 180 minus E. Now, once I know what T is, I can take this equation, this expression, and plug it into my other equation. Right? I'm going to substitute. So instead of writing T right here, I'm going to write what T is equal to. T is equal to 180 minus E. So I get 3 is equal to 2 times E plus T. But now T is equal to 1.8 minus 0. Sorry, 1.8 minus E. Now let's solve for our variable, right? We have the same variable here. We've got 2E minus E. That's going to give me E plus 180 is equal to 3. Now we're going to subtract 180 on both sides. And I get 120 is equal to an egg, right? So it's going to cost me 120 per egg. All right, so we know that C and B are incorrect. Now we need to find out how much costs for toast. So I know that this expression, 180 equals egg plus toast. Well, 180 equals egg, which we just found is 120, plus the cost of toast. Well, let's subtract 120 on both sides, and let's figure out what T is equal to. T is equal to 60 cents. So we know that the eggs cost 120. We know that the toast costs 60 cents. A. All right, let's go to number 53. Number 53, I have a solution. I have a system of equations. I need to find my solution. So we can see here that we have the same slope we have different y-intercepts. That means that these two lines are going to be parallel. Two lines are going to be parallel. If two lines are parallel, that means that they never intersect. We know that A is going to be my correct answer. Number 54, what's the solution to the system? We're going to use substitution. Again, what we're doing is we're going to solve for a given variable. So I see right here that the coefficient of y is 1. So I'm going to solve for y, which means I need to move this for x. So I'm going to subtract 4x on both sides. I get negative y is equal to negative 4x plus 6. Now again, I need to get what y is equal to. So I need to get positive y. So I'm going to change every sign that I see. This is going to become positive y, positive 4x minus 6. Now we know what y is equal to. Y is equal to 4x minus 6. So in this equation, I can take this and substitute it in for y. So I'm going to rewrite this top equation, 6x minus 2 times y. But again, I'm not writing y. Y is equal to 4x minus 6, so I'm going to plug that in for y. Now again, why are we doing this? We're doing this so we can get the same variable and solve for x. You cannot solve an equation with two variables. You need to get the same variable to be able to solve. What I'm going to do is I'm going to distribute that negative 2. So we've got 6x minus 8x plus 12 is equal to 2. I distribute here. Negative 2 times 4 is negative 8x. Negative 2 times negative 6 is positive 12. Now we're going to combine like terms. So that's going to give me a negative 2x plus 12 is equal to 2. Subtract 12 on both sides. We get negative 10 is equal to negative 2x. So x is equal to positive 5. We know right now that B is the right answer. Now to double check it, let's plug in positive 5 for x, and let's see if we get 14 for y. So it doesn't matter which equation I pick, I'll take the bottom one. 4x minus y is equal to 6. But again, we know what x is. X is 5. So we'll take that and substitute it in. So 4 times 5 minus y is equal to 6. 20 minus y is equal to 6. Subtract 20 on both sides. Negative 14 is equal to negative y, so y is equal to 14. Perfect. Number 55, we're going to omit. If I can figure out where number 55 is. 75 times the same x, because we're selling, but we are also producing. Okay, so how many copies must you sell to break even? Well, these two numbers need to match up because we need to invest at least this much. Now we're going to combine like terms. So these are my like terms. We're going to combine those. We get 10.85x is equal to 32.55. Last step, we're going to solve for x. So divide by 10.85 on both sides, and we get C, 300 copies. 59 says, which order pairs a solution to the inequality? All I'm asking you to do is figure out which one of these x and y values, when I plug it in, makes it true. So let's take the first equation, the first point, the coordinate. We're going to plug in negative 3 in place of x. We're going to plug in 10 in place of y. So we've got 10 plus 3 is less than 3 times negative 3. Well, 10 plus 3 is 13. Is that less than negative 9? No. Take our second equation and plug it in. Our second point, x value is 1, so we've got 3 times 1. Y plus 3, so 2, which is the y value, plus 3, is 5 less than 3? No. Take our second equation, we're going to plug in this for x, we're going to plug in this for y, so we've got negative 8 plus 3 is less than 3 times 4. Negative 5 is less than 12. Absolutely. Take our last point and plug it in just to make sure. So we've got y, which is 9, plus 3 is less than 3 times 4. That is going to be 12 is less than 12. 12 is not less than 12. 12 is equal to 12. So C is your correct answer. All right, looking at number 60. Okay, we're going to graph the inequality. We know right now it has a y-intercept of negative 1. Bam, bam. That's positive 1, so that is incorrect. That's negative 3, that is incorrect. We have a slope of positive 3, so from negative 1 we go up 1, 2, 3 over 1. Good. Up 1, 2, 3 over 1. All right, let's figure out whether it's a solid or dashed line. That is not equal to, so there is not a line underneath. It's a dashed line. It's also less than, it means we're shading below, so B is your answer. Look at number 61. Number 61, it says an electronics store makes a profit of $72 for every television sold, $90 for every computer sold. The manager's target is to make at least $360 a day on sales from televisions and computers, write a linear inequality and graph the solutions. So we know that this is what we're selling, right? Because we're going to get $72 for every television sold and $90 for every computer. We know that we need to make at least, meaning that it can be equal to, 360. So 360 has to be less than or equal to what I'm making. Okay, because we need to make at least 360. Okay, we can make more than 360, but we need to make at least 360. So know that C is incorrect. Alright, we also know that B is incorrect because of my inequality symbol. So both of these have a greater than symbol because the money that I'm making needs to be greater than or equal to 360. Now we need to figure out, is it 72 times S or 72 times P? Because again, televisions are S and 90 for computers, which are P. So we know that A is the correct answer. This is incorrect because this is 90 times televisions. Well, it's $72 for each television sold. And we know that these are possible solutions. Again, the reason we shade this in is those are our solution set. So 5, 2, which would be this point right here, is part of my solution set. 3, 3, and 1, 4. Those are all part of my solution sets. What does that mean? That means we can sell 5 televisions and 2 computers and make more than 360. Same here, we can sell 3 televisions and 3 computers and make more than 360, etc., etc., etc. Looking at 62, it says which inequality represented by the graph. Let's start with our y-intercept. Our y-intercept's at -4. So we know right now that D is incorrect because it says +4. A is incorrect, that says +4. We know that we have a positive slope. Okay, well both of those have a positive slope. They both have the same slope of 3. Let's look at our inequality symbol. They're both equal to, so it's a solid line. This is greater than, which means we shade above. This is less than, which means we shade below. Well, if I look at my graph, I shaded above the line. C is my correct answer. Looking at number 63. Number 63, we're going to look at our system of inequalities. All right, let's start with our first graph. Our first graph has a y-intercept of -1. Bam, there it is. We know that it has a negative slope, -1/1, so that's still a possibility. It's a solid line, and I'm shading below the graph. Okay, well, we did not shade below that line, so we know that A is incorrect. Here we've got a slope of -1. Sorry, y-intercept of -1. My slope is good, but again, we did not shade below the line, so C is incorrect. Here we're good, and here we're good. Alright, so we know we're choosing between B and D. So let's go to our next one. We have a y-intercept of +4, good. We have a slope of +2. So we're going to go backwards. We're going to go down 2 over 1, good. Same thing here, down 2 over 1, good. Alright. We know that it is greater than, so we should be shading above this line. Okay, well we did not shade above this line because here's my solution set. So D is incorrect, B is the right answer. Number 64, again, which system of inequalities represents the graph. So let's find this equation right here. This has a y-intercept of +1. So we know that y is shaded below, and it's a solid line, so y is less than or equal to something. We find our slope, x plus 1. 1's our y-intercept. Now let's find our slope. Our slope is rise 2 over 1, so our slope is a +2. So again, the way I got this equation, we had a y-intercept of +1. I see it has a solid line, so I know that my inequality symbol is going to be equal to. And I know I shaded below the line because here's my solution set. So less than or equal to, my slope is 2. So we know right now that we can eliminate this one because that's the wrong inequality symbol, and this one because that's the wrong inequality symbol. Now let's look at our second one. We have a y-intercept of -1. We know that's a dashed line, and I shaded above the line, so it has to be greater than. It's not equal to. Now let's find our slope. We went down 1 over 1, so it's a -1 for my slope. So -x minus 1, and y is less than 2x plus 1. So A is your correct answer. We know that C is incorrect because one of these is a dashed line. These are both the same inequality symbols. The Copy Center offers its customer pricing plans for black and white photocopies of 8.5-inch by 11-inch pages. Customers can either pay 8 cents per page or $7.50 for a discount card that lowers the cost to 5 cents per page. write and solve an equation to find the number of photocopies for which the cost of each plan is the same. Alright, so we know we want their costs to be the same. Alright, so now, well, the first cost is going to be they can either pay 8 cents per page, right? So we don't know how many copies they're making, so it would be 0.8 times C. 0.8 times the number of copies. Now that needs to be equal to, right, because we want to find which they're equal to. It's the same plan, or same for each plan. So it's equal to, the other possibility is going to be that they pay $7.50. Okay, they pay $7.50 for a discount card, and it's going to lower the cost to 5 cents per page. So 0.5 times C, but we're also going to pay $7.50. So we're adding that $7.50 to our payment here. So this is what we're paying per copy plus the flat rate of $7.50. Those are equal to each other. So again, we've got 0.8 times the number of copies is equal to 0.5 times the number of copies plus $7.50. Alright, so we know that A has to be the right answer. Now to solve for C, we need to combine like terms here, so we need to get them on the same side. So I'm going to subtract 0.5C on both sides, and I get 0.3C is equal to 7.5. Last step, divide by 0.3 on both sides, and we get C is equal to 250. So A is your answer.